Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We welcome you back to Kokomo. It is Game 4 of Day 1 of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament. Now the number 2 seed, Ravens of Anderson, look to advance to take on Manchester tomorrow, but they'll have to get by the number 3 seed, Fighting Engineers of Rose-Hulman, who won earlier today, knocking off Franklin. Today's 4th game brought to you in part by Hampton Inn and Suites. Also by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the Morales Group, Boilermaker Local 374, Piper Logistics, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and the Indiana SRN Sports Page. Troy Daragowski, Coach Keith Myers, Game 4. We've had 3 games, all 3, and I don't remember this happening in the first 3 games of our tournament, all one-run games. In the last one, the number 1 seed had to go into the bottom of the 10th inning to rally and pick up the win. We've had just a great day of baseball.
How would you like to be Anderson, though? You woke up this morning at 7 o'clock, and you had to sit in your hotel room until probably 3:30 or 4 o'clock this afternoon?
Well, I would imagine they laid around and do what you do about every day, just, kind of hang out, watch TV, and enjoy yourself.
You can only watch so much NCIS.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about this one. This
Yes.
is an Anderson team that comes in here number 2 seeded, but they did tie with Manchester for the regular season title. Unfortunately, they did not get the tiebreaker there, but still, they shared the championship. They're a good hitting ball club. We're going to see some really good players for the Ravens. There's no doubt about it. But then you look on the other side, Rose-Hulman ended up knocking off Franklin earlier today to advance to this quarterfinal and a chance now to get to the semifinals tomorrow.
Good baseball, exceptional. We knew that going into this tournament that it would be wide open for anybody, and boy, they have shown that this conference is for real. New lights in this diamond tonight, new surface. Should be an excellent time.
Brady Strawmeyer will be going tonight for Rose-Hulman in our final game of the day. This will be his 12th start of the season. 62 2/3 innings. He's given up 71 hits, 40 runs, 35 of those earned with 56 strikeouts and 15 walks. He is 3-3 on the year. with an ERA of 5.03. He is undoubtedly the best pitcher they have on the staff, and so they're hoping that he can get them to the next round. And then, of course, on the other side, talk about a very good pitcher going for Anderson as well, and that's going to be Landon Southern, the right-handed senior, 5-1 on the season with an ERA of 3.99. Two very good pitchers going. I would be very surprised if we saw a lot of runs in our final game.
Well, I think it could be a one-run game. How about you?
Why not? Keep the trend going. Umpires are meeting at home plate. The coaches are done as well. Earlier today, Rose-Hulman only had 5 hits in their game against Franklin, but they pulled out a 3-2 win. Orr got the win. He's 2-0 on the season. Oliger got the save as he pitched his 1 inning. And for Rose-Hulman, with that win, they won their 23rd of the season. And they're looking forward to maybe moving on. Now, tomorrow, as we had mentioned, Coach, we're going to start bright and early at 10 o'clock, and that's the challenging day. Could be the longest day of the tournament, no doubt about it, because you have so many teams then on the loser side trying to win those games. Are going to throw everything they can to stay alive, and it generally makes for a long day.
Makes it a long day. I am very impressed, though, how these games have been matched up today. But tomorrow, a different day. Been a great day weather-wise for us. It started out pretty cloudy, but it got warm, and we're going to have a nice little night game tonight. Looking forward to this. Average time for the games have been about 2.5 to 2:45, which is not bad, considering 4 years ago we had a 4.5-hour game.
6.5.
Was it 6.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how I know that? Because I was asleep over there in the press box, back there hiding away. But we're glad to be here as you see Southern taking his final warm-up tosses, the number 2 seeded Ravens. Earlier today, as we get set for Peter Rogers to lead things off, a .325 hitter. A couple of home runs and 26 RBI. He was 0 for 4 in their win against Franklin. You know, what we said earlier, too, Coach, is that coming in, you had 6 teams that were really very, very similar. There's just not a whole lot of difference between 1 and 6.
Sixth place was what, 2 games out?
12 and 10. The first place winner was 15 and 7, so 3 games.
Yeah, 3 games.
And it has proven to be true.
How did this series go? Did Anderson win this series?
Well, let's find out here. The technology we have available to us, we're going to take a look at the earlier schedule and see how this went. It only takes 1 click, Coach. Give me a chance here. Let's move to the Anderson game. Played a doubleheader on the 26th, and they split. Rose-Hulman won the first game 7-2. Anderson won the nightcap 12-0, and then Rose-Hulman won the final game on that Sunday, the 27th, 6-2. So Rose-Hulman ended up taking 2 out of 3 in the series. So here's Rogers to lead things off. Game time will be at 8:19 of our final game, so we're about half hour behind the original start, and the first pitch a called strike. Mentioned Rogers now at .325 on the year. The 0-1 pitch, and that one hit him. And that one may have stung as Rogers takes his time about heading down to first base. Well, Trosco steps to the plate. Tyler hitting at .377.
Anderson has won the World Series in 65, 84, 87, 91, 92, 93, 98, and 2003. How about that resume?
Pretty impressive there for the Ravens. Ostrowski, .377, 3 home runs and 23 runs driven in, and a breaking pitch by Southern in there for a strike. Tabor behind the plate today, and Anderson's first game of the tournament. Wolf at first, Hogan at second, Jones at short, Jackson at third. The stretch by Southern, and the pitch on the way, and that hit him. Not a good start for Southern. And it's been a long time since we've seen the two leadoff hitters, or the first two hitters, get hit, and that'll bring up O'Connell. Connor O'Connell at 373, 6 home runs and 40 runs driven in. So not a good start for Southern. O'Connell earlier today 1 for 3 in their win over Franklin. See if Southern can gain his composure here, as you'll see O'Connell squaring to bunt, and the pitch is low for a ball. Maybe that is a little ill effects of waiting all day, huh?
I think so. A little nerves.
1 ball, no strikes. He'll square to bunt again, and the pitch gets away from Tabor, in a wild pitch. So now 2 hit batters and a wild pitch, and O'Connell ahead in the count at 2-0. Boy, and you hate to take a trip out there already this early in the ball game, but you may have to go out and just talk him off this cliff.
Yeah, calm him down.
Wow. So now runners at second and third. Chance for Rose-Hulman to get on the board here in the top of the first inning. Pitches inside, 3-0.
He has not really been close, has he?
No. Chance to load the bases. Rasmussen on deck. Southern gets the sign from Tabor. And the pitch on the way, and he lost him. Bases loaded for Rasmussen.
Wow, here's the timeout. Look at this. I mean, this is 3 batters in.
Yeah, I think he's got to go out and find out, listen, what's the problem here? Where's your focus at? Try to reel him back in, because this is a tough start for the top pitcher here for the Ravens. Maybe just a chance to let him take a breath here. And, you know, pitching coaches and coaches in general, a lot of times are psychologists on the side. So you got to get into the mind of the player, too.
I agree completely. You know, start your routine, start all over again. You're going to be okay. Plus, we have seen Anderson fall behind before and come back. These kids do not quit.
Southern, not sure what he's indicating here, but he's going to work from the stretch. Bases loaded for Rasmussen, a .322 hitter, and there's a strike.
Is that the first one of the night for him?
Yeah.
I think so.
It has been. Hit Rogers. Hit Ostrowski. O'Connell walked on 4. That pitch way outside. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
But if you're Rose-Hulman here, you got to cash into these.
Yeah, you want to take advantage
of it.
Oh, yeah. Key again, get to the bullpen. Southern with the pitch. Got the outside corner. Twelfth start of the year for Landon Southern. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That's a big strike out of Rasmussen. And that's got to be a confidence builder right there. Here's Colton Brown. Brown hitting at .252, 3 home runs and 22 runs driven in. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. The pitch. Ground ball, Southern.
Oh, look at this.
And he throws it away. 2 runs will score, and another bad throw from Tabor. A terrible start for the Ravens. And now slow to get up. is the pitcher, Southern, as he was coming home to cover the plate. Boy, but an error. We have seen now everything in this first half inning that has been bad from a pitching standpoint. I have not seen a start like this in a long time. Jackson Harms will step to the plate, 337, 2 home runs and 23 runs driven in. Runners now at second and third. See if Southern is okay as he throws the next pitch in there for a strike. Take another look at it.
Ball just threw it completely out. Here's the collision. That's pretty.
Well, Southern went down on his knee before he even got the baseball. As that pitch in there for a strike, and he kind of landed awkwardly. So you can see why he might have been shaken up a little bit. No balls and 2 strikes now to Harms. 2-0 early now for Rose-Hulman. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit foul. Yeah, see, you look at that right there. He kind of went down on one knee. I think he was anticipating he was going to make the tag, trying to go down at the same time. Harms back in. Here is the 0-2 pitch. It's up high.
That ball looks so good when it's up that high.
That's the problem. A lot of hitters cannot lay off those high fastballs. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. It's outside. Still just 1 away. Boy, Southern has to feel like this might be the worst start he's ever had. Break-even pitch, swing and a miss. Struck him out. So 2 away. Here's Cernak. Mark is at 267 on the year. 5 home runs, 19 runs driven in. 2 big strikeouts now by Southern. He's been all over the place here, hasn't he?
But he's only given up 2 runs. I mean, that's not bad, right?
For the start, yeah.
Yeah.
Pitches outside. But a long first half inning here for Southern and the Ravens. 2 hit batsmen, 2 runs, a walk, a throwing error. Pitch is low and outside, and they're doing this without a single base hit yet. The stretch by Southern. And the pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Action began today at 10 o'clock this morning.
There's the bullpen.
Yep, already a right-hander throwing. The 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2.
Seems like he's calmed down a little bit now. This would be a big out.
Huge. Yeah, because a base hit potentially is going to score 2 right here. The break-even pitch on the way. Hot shot toward the second baseman. Hogan on to first. But 2 runs scored by Rose-Hulman. We head to the bottom of the first. 2-0 Fighting Engineers.
A lot of times when you come to Rose, students will say the work is hard. And it is. There's rumors about the difficulties of Rose-Hulman. I would say they're on par for the most part. But 9 times out of 10, at the end, the student's going to end with that statement, but it's worth it, or I really enjoy it. And I think that's really the key part. Like, if you really like doing something, it's going to be a lot of work.
So the commonality is just the love for science and math. Mathematics is really the basis of all science and engineering. It's the language that we use.
We need to make sure that they have that backbone in order to succeed as future scientists and engineers.
We collaborate as faculty, and they see how one class starts to impact another class.
Math science, technology, how intertwined they are.
Our students are very driven in everything that they're doing.
It's that opportunity to be pushed, because we do push the student to see what it is that you're actually capable of. We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. I think that matters.
Our job is to create a safe place to fail. That would be terrifying if you did that alone.
That results in students that are ready to walk out of the door and into their place of work, ready to be a productive contributor.
So our professors all know us by name.
It was refreshing to know that I would have a relationship with my professors.
And I think that's key.
Because of the very low class size here,
Charlie Jones will lead things off for Anderson here in the bottom of the first inning. Brady Strawmeyer 3-3 on the year with an ERA of 5.03. He did throw Friday against Transylvania and his first pitch in there for a strike. Jones hitting at .349 this year. Ground ball foul. This is a pretty good hitting team, of course. Zach Stosky at .437, one of the leading hitters in the league. We'll see him in the number 4 spot. This one hit well into right center field, could be trouble. Brown on the run, can't get to it. Heading to second base will be Jones, and he'll be in with a stand-up double. So good start for the Ravens here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Trey Dorton. Dorton at .314 on the season. He has driven in 29. So the Ravens trying to come back right here with a run of their own in the bottom half of inning number 1. Strawmeyer set to throw. He'll show a bunt. The pitch is outside. Rasmussen behind the plate. Serdnak at first. Olliger's at second. Rogers at short and O'Connell at third with Harms, Brown, and Summers in the outfield left to right. Good look at the runner. Jones at second base. Pitch is low for a ball, 2-0. The stretch by Strawmeyer and the pitch. High chopper, shortstop Rogers. No play at third. He'll throw on to first and get the out there. So one away now for Griffin Wolf. Wolf hitting .372 this season. Has a second best 42 RBI, tied with Stosky in that department. Brendan Tabor leads the team with 47. Left-handed hitter steps in and takes that pitch low and outside. Chance here for the Ravens to make it a 2-1 ball game. That's going to be hit foul. May have caught a piece of Griffin Wolf.
Might have hit his shin.
Still a light breeze blowing here tonight, though it is settled down quite a bit. Ground ball right side. There will be a run scored here as they get the out at first, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Griffin Wolf does his job as he gets it to the right side, out number 2. So here's Zach Stosky. Wolf now with 43 runs driven in. Mentioned Stosky at .437 on the year, team best 55 hits. Swing and a miss. The Ravens able to get 1 run back. Strawmeyer's next pitch on the way, grounded to the third baseman. O'Connell, long throw on target, a run across. We head to the second, 2-1, Fighting Engineers.
A lot of times when you come to Rose, students will say the work is hard. And it is. There's rumors about the difficulties of Rose-Hulman. I would say they're on par for the most part, but 9 times out of 10, at the end, the student's going to end with that statement, but it's worth it, or I really enjoy it. And I think that's really the key part. Like, if you really like doing something, it's going to be a lot of work.
So the commonality is just the love for science and math. Mathematics is really the basis of all science and engineering. It's the language that we use.
We need to make sure that they have that backbone in order to succeed as future scientists and engineers.
We collaborate as faculty, and they see how one class starts to impact another class.
Math, science, technology, how intertwined they are.
Our students are very driven in everything that they're doing.
Is that opportunity to be pushed, because we do push the student to see what it is that you're actually capable of. We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. I think that matters.
Our job is to create a safe place to fail. That would be terrifying if you did that alone.
That results in students that are ready to walk out of the door and into their place of work, ready to be a productive contributor.
So our professors all know us by name.
Back here in Kokomo, HCAC athletes lead by example on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. Jonathan Oliger will step to the plate. 254 on the year, no home runs, 19 runs driven in. Oliger earlier today not only played second base, but he ended up pitching as well as he takes that pitch in there for a strike. 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Jackson Summers on deck. Ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Jones. Long throw, and it's over the head of the first baseman, Wolf. And that will advance the runner on to second base. That would have been a tough play for anybody. Should be an infield single for Oliger, and that'll bring up now Summers. Summers 265 this year. 4 home runs, 15 RBI. Summers did get in the ball game earlier. Did not get an official at bat. He will show bunt right here. Infield coming in on the right side. He'll bunt it foul. Cool night here in Kokomo. Tomorrow we're going to get into the mid to upper 70s, but it'll be a cold start by 10 o'clock. It could be a chilly morning. The stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Bunt laid down third base side. It'll go foul.
The bunting game has changed a lot, hasn't it?
It has. Honestly, couldn't tell you how much they work on it. Maybe the way they used to, but not maybe as much of a part of the game as it used to be. But now Summers, I believe you can take that bunt attempt off here with 2 strikes. But he is going to square to bunt. Going to have to get a good one down here. The stretch by Southern, and he will get it down. Good job. On a pitch that came inside, Oliger advances on to third. So Summers does his job.
Coach is playing a little bit of small ball, huh?
Yes. Here's Rogers, top of the order. Rogers hit by a pitch, scored one of the 2 runs in that first inning. Chance here for Rose-Hulman to get another run on the board. The stretch by Southern, and the pitch hit down the line and foul. Tomorrow we'll start at 10. We'll have a 10, a 1:15, a 4:30, and a 7:45 once again. By the way, I did go into the press area, and they all welcomed me with open arms.
Did they?
Oh, yeah, even after the last game.
They high-five you?
Yes, I told them I was not responsible. Here's the 0-1.
Is that why they all snubbed me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told them it was your fault.
Great.
The Hampton Inn and Suites trivia question coming up mid-7. The stretch and the 1-1 pitch fouled away. The stretch by Southern. And the 1-2 pitch. Reaching out, poking that one, caught by Wolf. May have robbed Rogers of extra bases and a chance to drive in the third run. So 2 away. That'll bring up Ostrowski. Ostrowsko. Hit by pitch and a run scored in the first. And Southern's next pitch, swing and a miss.
He has settled down. I mean, he's throwing the ball pretty well.
Much different, yeah. Ostrowsko came in at 377. That is a team best. That'll be hit foul.
Nice play, Coach.
Ostrowsko has a also team best .615 slugging percentage. Now in double digits in stolen bases, he is a perfect 10 for 10. 23 runs driven in. Big cut and a miss, and Southern gets the strikeout. The threat ended here in the second. Rose-Hulman leads it 2-1.
Every year, the Econ Senior Seminar class does a project of community outreach, and we kind of have full authority over which group we want to work with for the semester. We wanted to stay local, and we looked at a couple options, and we settled on Town Branch because it's very close to Transy and it's going to affect Transy students.
I think the downtown partnerships are very nice because students should be able to see that they're part of a life, and I think when you can literally from the steps of the school see a place or be able to walk to it, it just seems different. And you're oftentimes, I've seen over a decade of doing this, students feel more empowered to work with a group.
So Town Branch Park is a nonprofit organization that's bringing that green space back to downtown Lexington, which is something very new and refreshing that I think the community could frankly use. I think this project's unique is because how cooperative Town Branch Park was, and Town Branch Park did a very good job of being invested in our project and giving us everything we needed to be successful.
I think working in a professional setting definitely prepared us for the future. We really got to take the initiative with this project, and it was very student-led.
When we were at our meetings, I said, I want to be in the back. So if anybody here, students or otherwise, has questions.
Know that he is, as we welcome you back, 2-1 as we go to the bottom of inning number 2. It'll be Tabor, Bereka, and Seitzenzinger. Tabor, his first plate appearance, 382 on the season. He'll take that pitch inside for a ball. Tabor, the catcher. Bereka in left field. Here's a high fly ball center field. Brown going back on it. He'll make the catch, 1 away. Here's Daniel Bereka.
He hit that ball on the button.
Bereka, 310 hitter. Seitzinger's on deck, DHing here tonight. Just a freshman, but having a very good year. Check swing. Good pitch that time by Strawmeyer. There you get a good look at Bereka. The 0-1 pitch. He'll show a bunt. It's low and outside. Winner will advance to the semifinal tomorrow to take on Manchester, who won a 10-inning ball game just a little while ago. As that pitch out of the strike zone will go to 2 balls and a strike. That'll be a 4:30 start time tomorrow afternoon. The 2-1 pitch, missing low.
Manchester's 19th one-run victory of the year.
Close games, though. And the way they did it, too. 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2.
Championship form.
Yeah. They sure did show it today. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 10th. They were down by 3, popped up left side. O'Connell back on it. Shortstop Rogers will make the catch, 2 away. That'll bring up Ben Seitzinger. Well, I don't remember again that we've had 3 one-run games in any of the tournament games we have done thus far. Seitzinger hitting a .349 on the year. I mentioned just a freshman, and he's out in front on the swing, and he falls behind at 0-1. The stretch by Strawmeyer and the pitch grounded to the second baseman Oliger. He'll scoop and throw in an easy 1-2-3 inning. We head to the third. Rose-Hulman leads at 2-1.
Center for Public Service is a unique honors program for exceptional students who are seeking careers in public service.
The Center for Public Service was started in 1973, a very tumultuous time in the history of our country. But I think both when it started and right now, there's an incredible need for people who are motivated to be servant leaders and to unite us, not to divide us. And I think that's at its heart really what the Center for Public Service does.
I give great credit to the directors of the Center for Public Service. It's had very good leadership, and it's why it's lasted 50 years, in my view.
There's a deep core value and commitment to using the skills, the abilities that you have to make a difference in the world for everyone. And I think the faith is very central at Anderson University. Jesus was the perfect example of servant leadership. And I think that the experience students have here undergirds everything they do.
I think it's extraordinarily consistent with the Christian faith. A motivating verse for me is Philippians 2:3.
We head to the top of the third inning. It'll be O'Connell, Rasmussen, and Brown, their second trip through here against the right-hander Southern. O'Connell walked and left stranded at third in the first inning. And after a shaky start by Southern, he comes back strong in the second inning. And only trails at 2-1 in the pitch, low and inside. O'Connell walked in the first. As we'd mentioned, he's had a good tournament so far, very steady at the plate. Still hitting .373 on the year. Swing and a miss. He does not strike out a whole lot, only 20 strikeouts in 161 at-bats this year. Now the 1-2 pitch, high and outside. We'll go to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Look how far he goes back in the batter's spot.
Yeah, he is as deep as you can get. Breaking pitches up high, 3-2. You know, it's funny, you see in softball all the players stand way up in the box. In baseball, everybody's as far back as you can get. Payoff pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Southern. 1 away, and here's Rasmussen, who struck out in the first. Southern has already thrown 43 pitches here in 2 1/3 innings. Rasmussen steps in, and the pitch is outside, 1-0.
He's working a little bit faster than what he did earlier in the game.
I mean, he's not thinking about it as much. You know, thinking will kill you in a game like baseball, won't it? That pitch in there for a strike.
That's my excuse.
Killed you every time, didn't it?
It did.
1 ball and 1 strike as Southern set to throw, and the pitch on the way is up high, 2-1. Southern has that high leg kick as you watch his delivery. In fact, higher than most pitchers will go. There's a swing and a miss.
How about the Sox, though?
You like the Sox?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about for Rasmus.
Yeah.
He's going Carlton Fisk style there.
A little bit.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Back to back to back now. 2 away. That'll bring up Brown. 4 strikeouts so far on the night for Southern. Colton Brown reached on an error in that first inning. That was the throwing error on Southern. Next pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike. You know, sometimes it just takes maybe getting shaken up a little bit in that first inning to get you going, as that one will be fouled away. You hate to see it as a
maybe
head
it's
coach.
something also the coach said. You know, you're overthrowing. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Get your head in the game and let's play.
Because he's been in this situation before.
Yeah.
The 0-2 pitch is outside.
I mean, a lot of pressure here.
Sure
a little
it
bit for
is.
these kids.
Yeah, well, again, you don't want to get in that loser's bracket because it is an uphill battle. The 1-2 pitch on the way, line toward the second baseman, Hogan. Another 1-2-3 inning. Rose-Hulman down in order. They lead it 2-1.
I really like coming into the studio at night. It can be really therapeutic just to come in on my own time, and I don't have any pressure on the things I make. I can just make it. To me, that's where the best work comes from. I was introduced to ceramics in high school, but at the time I was just hand building mugs. Before coming to Berea, I had never tried throwing on the wheel, but when I did, I fell in love with it. It was like almost addictive.
Back here in Kokomo, it's our 4th game of the day. It'll be Jackson, Hogan, and Jones. We'll go 8-9-1 here for the Ravens. Jackson, his first plate appearance. Hitting a .252 on the season. He'll take the pitch in there for a strike. Rose-Hulman winning earlier today 3-2. Mount St. Joe beat Transy 7-6. The bunt is foul. And then Manchester beat Mount St. Joe 6-5 and 10.
It was 5-3, correct? 5-2.
5-2.
Yeah.
He scored 4 runs.
Yep. With 2 outs.
And remember that big throwing error that they had as that pitch was low and outside that could have cost them that game. So nobody's going to remember the throw by Ritchie that sailed into right field. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Jackson strikes out. First strikeout of the night for Strawmeyer.
Well, I'm sure somebody will remember.
Well, I'm sure we'll bring it up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Here is Dylan Hogan.
Yeah. I'll be disappointed if you don't.
Mistakes like that can be soon forgotten when you win a game. Hogan will foul that one away. Hogan, 278 on the year. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball hit foul. And Hogan quickly behind it 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm sure there's a little bit of an adjustment here playing under the lights. There's a swing and a miss, and that'll do it for Hogan. I'm not sure how many games that a lot of these teams do play at nighttime.
There's a few.
A few?
Friday nights, some Wednesday nights.
Here's Charlie Jones. He doubled in the first inning.
And this thing is really, really lit.
Yeah, they've done a nice job.
You can tell by the pitchers that they really have done a nice job of revitalizing this facility.
Well, there's not a dark spot really anywhere.
No,
is
there isn't.
1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch caught the outside corner for strike 2.
A couple years ago, the lines were a little dark, but they're pretty well lit as well.
The 1-2 pitch, low and inside. That'll run the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ballpark dimensions, 330 on each line, then 348 in the gap in left center. 400 in deep center. That's where Troy hit at his home run today. And then 369 in right center.
I hate to tell you this, but I hit more than 1 out there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I went and got a Coke.
Full count here to Jones. Fouls this one away. You know, every year at Victory Field, the media gets a chance to go down and hit, and every year I keep winning that home run contest. It's amazing how many home runs I've hit there. Payout pitch on the way. Up high, that'll be ball 4. I noticed you skipped it last year, in the last 2 years. Here's Dorton.
Been on the DL.
2 years ago, it was really hot. I remember that day.
96.
It was 96 degrees, and
my
it felt like
my hot dog was not good.
Felt like 196. Dorton grounded out his only time up, and the pitch is low for a ball.
Our partner tomorrow was badly bruised that year.
The 1-0 pitch grounded toward the shortstop Rogers. He'll flip on to second to get the out of Jones. Anderson, no threat. Here in the third, we head to the fourth. 2-1 your score.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ruth Myers. I'm the Director of Nursing at Bluffton University. My background is I've been a registered nurse for 19 years. I started my career in oncology, caring for cancer patients, and the most recent 11 years of my career, I've been an advanced practice nurse as a family nurse practitioner in family medicine or internal medicine. Nursing is a great field, lots of opportunity for career growth. You'll have job security, but most of all, you'll have a meaningful career centered on taking care of patients and their families. Bluffton is a great fit for nursing. Here in our accredited program, we train our students to excel in building relationships and also in mentorship. Additionally, learning and serving in a close-knit community is very important to our students here, and we really instill the value of helping each other improve the health of our community and our world. So our students get hands-on experience all 4 years in our nursing program, whether it be clinical observation in that first year, or in subsequent years going out into the community setting where students get to apply what they've learned in the classroom, applying that didactic material in a clinical setting in the surrounding community, which is extremely valuable in providing a baseline broad knowledge about nursing.
Taking a look at Southern, the pitcher for the Ravens, it'll be Harms, Cernak, and Oliger due up here in the fourth inning. 2-1, Fighting Engineers on top, and the pitch is a breaking ball outside. Rose-Hulman taking 2 out of 3 during the regular season. That pitch gets away from Tabor. Harms struck out in the first inning. Right down the middle for strike 1. The 2-1 pitch lifted high in the air to right field. Hogan, the second baseman, will camp under it and make the catch, out number 1. That'll bring up Serdnak, who's 0 for 1. Serdnak grounded out in the first inning. As you mentioned, Southern has now settled in after a very rough first inning, a swing and a miss.
Hit his first 2, walked his third.
Yep.
My.
Had a throwing error. Pitch is up high. But he is nothing like he was in those first 3 to 4 hitters. There's a breaking pitch in there for a strike.
That just handcuffed him big time.
The 1-2 pitch.
Got him.
Did he go? No. You're not going to get that call.
Not one check swing today, was there? Has there?
No, there has not. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Serdnak back in. Here's the pitch, and he struck him out anyway. 2 away, and here's Oliger. 6 strikeouts. Oliger, a single in the second inning, left stranded at third. So not a bad way to come back here for Southern with those 6 Ks. Fastball is up high. Two balls, no strikes. Well, Southern, a lot like you get off to a shaky start. Once you settle in, you seem to finish well. That pitch is outside 3-0. It's generally in the middle of the game where you have your biggest problem, usually in the middle of the 7th.
Yeah, I was getting hungry. Usually struggled.
Yeah. That pitch a called strike.
How about the food today?
It's been great. We had Subway earlier. We had tacos tonight. 3-1 pitch. That's a called strike. But I am glad I got in there when I did, because by the time I got there, you were already in line.
Chuck already had 4 or 5 done.
There was hardly anything left. Payoff pitch on the way, hit foul. Oliger just reaching out to stay alive on a pitch that was a little bit outside the strike zone. The 3-2 on the way, and he lost him. 2 out walked Oliger. That'll bring up Summers. Just the second walk given up by Southern. Summers 0 for 1. That breaking pitch in there for a called strike. The 0-1 pitch gets away from Tabor. No throw to second. That'll be a wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the night now by Southern. And now runner in scoring position here in the top of the 4th. The number 1 seed barely getting by earlier today, and now the number 2 seed struggling a little bit in this one. Good breaking pitch.
Oh, yes. I think I'd throw it again.
Yeah, good situation here, 1-2. Southern will have Tabor go through the signs again. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Good fastball will get Summers. That is strikeout number 7. Rose-Hulman leaves a runner on. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 2-1 Rose-Hulman.
chose Franklin because of the location, the community that I felt from when I visited, and I was also given the opportunity to play on the tennis team here. I've been able to complete 2 internships. I was able to go to Arizona and study under a physical therapist there, and I was able to gain a lot of hands-on healthcare experience. So through that, I felt well prepared when applying to graduate schools. I found my future at Franklin College.
Back here in Kokomo, the road to the championships begin with HCAC work ethic. We've seen it all day long here in our first day of the tournament. It'll be Wolf, Stosky, and Tabor due up in the bottom of the 4th. Strawmeyer gave up that run back in the first inning. Since then, he has not given up a hit. Only 1 hit so far for the Ravens, and that was the Charlie Jones double. Wolf is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first inning.
Now playing right field, number 16, Takahashi.
So we will have a change here, I do believe, as Takahashi is going to come in.
Leading off for the Ravens, number 7.
I'll take that back. It will be Griffin Wolf. And the pitch is a check swing, and did he go around? Yes. That's our first one. Takahashi is taking over in right field. Tapped as Strawmeyer throws to first. There's one away.
You know, that's a tough play.
Apparently not for him.
Spinning around like that.
Number 6, Zach Stosky.
Here's Stosky. And the first pitch is low for a ball. Stosky grounded out back in the first inning. That one's lined into right field, and coming on will be Harms to make the catch. 2 away. And here's Brendan Tabor.
Number 24, Brendan.
Sweatshirts.
Who's got sweatshirts?
Sweatshirts in the dugout. I noticed that you're not wearing a sweatshirt.
No. Pitch is low for a ball. Tabor flew out to center field in the second inning. There's a strike. The 1-1 pitch is outside. Now the 2-1 pitch, called strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. High chopper, third baseman O'Connell charging and throwing the strike at first in a 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the 5th. 2-1 Rose-Hulman.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady. It matters where you stay.
Yum. Enjoy. Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Today's game brought to you in part by Hampton Inn and Suites here in Kokomo. You can enjoy free hot breakfast and free standard Wi-Fi with every stay. Book a room today by calling 765-205-3194. Gray Schott has been kind enough to join us here in the 5th inning. You're the assistant commissioner of the HCAC. Now, did Keith ask you to do this so he doesn't have to work for a couple of innings?
I think there was a little under the table thing there that you're trying to get a little bit of a break.
Big event, day one. How do you think things have gone so far?
You know, knock on wood, things have worked pretty smoothly this year. This is my first year in Kokomo. It's been a beautiful day, a little chilly for my southern blood, but I've enjoyed it so far. They put on a great event here, and we can't thank Visit Kokomo enough for having us here and all the work that they put into making this weekend absolutely incredible for our student athletes.
And, of course, the other thing is we've had 3 really good games, too.
Yeah, every single one has been close, and we've been close to the very end on the edge of our seats up here. So couldn't ask for better competition, better experience, better weather. It's been awesome.
Rogers will lead things off as Southern set to throw his first pitch, swing and a miss. What does it mean to come back here? I know you being your first year here, but to come back to not only this atmosphere, but this stadium and just making this a really big event.
I think at the end of the day, what we strive to do as a conference is provide the best experience possible. And being able to come to this kind of setting in Kokomo, this stadium, the setup, and make it really that tournament experience where you all make that travel, you stay in the hotels, and you're really in that full tournament atmosphere. I mean, just overall enhances the experience. And all I've heard from our athletes for the years I've been with the league, and years beyond that, what I've been told from other people, that it's just an incredible experience, and they look forward to really vying for those top 6 spots to be here in Kokomo, because it's incredible experience here.
Yeah, and it came down to the final weekend, didn't it?
It sure did. It had us on the edge of our seats until the very last moment, but couldn't ask for better competition. That's, again, what we love to see and makes it for a better weekend.
Of course, you have softball going on today as well, way down south in Transylvania. Am I correct?
We do, yes. We had softball starting today, and we have men's golf starting in Richmond, Indiana tomorrow. So my staff is all split up. My boss is down in Lexington at Transy, and my coworker will be at Earlham for men's golf. So we're all split up, but excited for our last weekend of spring championships and excited to crown some new champions.
Now, it is not only busy as you see the 3-2 pitch grounded back to Southern, and there's one away. As you said, you're all split up, so there's a lot of things for you to do individually in each one of these venues, but it's nice to have a lot of good help, too.
Oh, yeah. I can't thank the crew that's in our press box enough for being here this weekend. This kind of event doesn't go off without many hands and much help, and I can't be more grateful that I have such a seasoned crew over there, especially with it being my first year. I rely on them very heavily, and they've been wonderful and very patient with me as I'm learning the ropes, but they're awesome and represent each one of our schools so well throughout the year. So we're very fortunate, very blessed to have them here at the end and kind of culminate a year long of all the hard work that we've all put into all of our sports, but specifically in the spring with baseball.
It is nonstop though when football starts, and it is go, go, go for the whole year.
Whole year, yep. They start right in August 1, so we get a couple months off, a couple months of breath, hopefully a vacation or 2 maybe in there, some warmer weather, and then we hit the ground running again in the fall.
Oh, really? Do you want to comment on that?
My steak?
You had a steak last night, too?
I did have a steak last night. IndianaSRN was very, very, very nice and took us out to dinner here in Kokomo, and it was a very nice evening getting to visit with our friends from IndianaSRN along with some Mount St. Joe people.
I didn't get a steak last night.
I know. Where were you?
I was at, nobody told me everybody was coming up on a Wednesday. Why bother telling the play-by-play guy?
These guys didn't know I was in known. I had a secondhand invite, so they had to
Really?
come through Blake. I was saying, they didn't know where I was. They apparently can't keep track of me.
That's true. Give us a little
hard.
background where you're from. You said you're from the South. How
Yeah.
far south?
I am originally from kind of all over the place. I grew up in a couple different spots, but my hometown, I would say, is St. Simon's Island, Brunswick, Georgia area. That's where my parents are, and that's where I graduated high school from. So got a little thin skin, not really used to the cold weather up here, but went to college in St. Louis, did grad school at Ohio University. I actually graduated last week with my master's from Ohio University online. So was very fortunate to get to do that while working here and getting the incredible experience at the HCAC, and now I'm here living in Indy, love it, and very fortunate to spend time doing this. I mean, this is my life, and I'm just very blessed every day to wake up and do this.
So you live in Indy?
I do. I live in Westfield, so a little north of
Westfield.
Indy, but yep. So I love it. It's been a great area. Grand Park, which the people that are helping us run the tournament this weekend operate Grand Park, so it's been awesome.
All right, so you got your master's.
Yes.
And so education is done for now, right?
For now,
You
yes.
don't have to do anything for a
No.
while. You're going to enjoy the assistant commissioner thing for a while.
I'm going to enjoy it. Well, yes, I'm actually going to enjoy working and not having to go home after working sometimes a 10-hour day sometimes and having to be like, oh, crap, I got an assignment due. So it's funny, we have students working and they share, oh, I've got homework, I've got finals, and I was like, I felt that pain for a while. I felt it with them, but now can take a little bit of a breath and finally be done. So.
Well, and then you can relate again with the way student athletes have to manage their time and all the things that the demands that they're having to meet every day. It's not easy.
No, between school and sports, and some of them work jobs and everything. I mean, I don't know how they balance it, but they do a beautiful job at doing it. But I had a little taste of it, but I don't think it's even any sort of comparison, because my school was only like 1 7-week class at a time. I was very slow paced, but got it done. So I'm happy to finally be fully out of school and ready to just kind of fully embrace working life.
So I got a question for
Sure.
you. And again, when you think about the life of a commissioner, an SID, and the amount of time that you spend as there's two away, what got you into this field and decided this is what you wanted to do?
I grew up around sports my entire life. I'm one of 3 girls, so my sisters and I like I said, they all played sports. I played sports as a kid, and my dad really kind of took me under his wing. I'm the baby, and said, like, well, if I'm not going to have a boy, let's watch football together. Football's my sport, so I watched football with him, and kind of took me in, and I learned to love the game of football. And when I realized I wasn't going to be a star athlete and couldn't play for life, I had that realization very quick.
Sure.
But I moved in, and I was welcome into a world of like, oh, I could work and I could do this every day, and I could do something that I love and be around it, and I have a passion for helping people, just kind of want to leave an impact wherever I worked, and that's what my goal was in college, is like find an area that I can make a difference, and do it while something I love, right? And so fell into sports. I interned in a couple different spots, did professional and college, and just really found my niche here in college, and just know that what I do here, the people I work with, we all have one goal, and that's enhancing, like I said, the experience and everything. So that's, end of the day, what my goal is and what I love to do every day.
Jackson strikes out in the half inning. Well, I'll tell you what, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I hope you're enjoying everything. I'm glad you got a steak dinner out of it.
I
and
did.
By the way, one thing, you don't have to worry about not being athletic, because my color analyst is about as much of an athlete as my binoculars are, so don't worry about that at all.
Yeah, I'm not much better. I don't have any athletic talent at all. I envy these players more than you know.
Grace, good to see you, and welcome to the broadcast, and good luck in your endeavors. And from Georgia, right?
From Georgia, yes, sir.
I was in Savannah a couple of summers ago. Loved it.
I was about an hour south of Savannah, so it's a beautiful place. Definitely a wonderful place to visit and go see my family. So
all right, good to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. We'll come back. 2-1, Rose-Hulman. We will head to the top of inning number 6. Rasmussen, Brown, and Harms all due up. Thanks to Grace Schott, the Assistant Commissioner of the HCAC, joining us here tonight. You're right out of basically you get your master's degree and you're in charge of the baseball tournament.
I love it. Grace does a nice job.
Rasmussen has struck out twice as Southern set to go to work, and the breaking pitch in there for a strike.
Jay Jones, the commissioner. We've been knowing Jay for 5 or 6 years. The office does a great job.
Another breaking ball hit into right field, base hit. Good job by Rasmussen going the opposite way, and that is their first hit since the Oliger hit back in the second inning. Here's Colton Brown. Brown reached on an error in the first. He lined out in the third. He's 0 for 2. I'm a little shocked that she had to get it second hand somewhere about where she was going to get that steak dinner. Bunted first base side, but foul. I was going to tell her, she's talking about being a student athlete and how you had a 4.0 in college. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 1 point every year. Remember that
Took
line?
me 5 years to
yeah,
get my
5
4.0.
to get a 4.0, yeah. See if Brown can get the runner to second as Southern set to throw. Look at Jackson almost to home plate.
There's no way.
Especially if Brown decides to swing away. No activity in either bullpen. Both pitchers have settled down here as we play in the 6th inning. This is not a team, we talked about it in the earlier game, that Rose-Hulman does not run a whole lot. And Rasmussen probably not a real serious stolen base threat. Hogan coming in close at second base, swing and a miss. Brown had a heck of a cut right there, but he falls behind at 1 and 2. The stretch by Southern. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Got him looking. Great pitch there by Southern. There's one away. That's 9 strikeouts. That's pretty impressive after a very rough start. Harms will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. And he'll take that pitch in there for a strike. Boy, these 4 umpires have had a long day, haven't they?
Well, we had 8.
We had 8?
Yes.
Still a long day.
A long day.
That ball gets away from Tabor.
Every one of them earn a position. Every one of them gets at least 1 plate appearance. And then I think they narrow it down in the championship series of the best of the 4.
Gotcha. That was a passed ball on the catcher, Tabor, and the pitch is outside.
You look at the excellent athletes, but you also look at the umpire staff as well. They work just as hard as the athlete at times. All the hours on the road.
By the way, this is Takahashi down the line, fair ball. Great play by Jackson, but Takahashi able to hustle down the line as he replaced Harms in the last half inning, and he'll get the infield base hit. And that'll bring up Serdnak. So now runners at first and second. Serdnak is 0 for 2 today, and the pitch is outside for a ball. One away here in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch is inside for ball 2.
Might be getting a little tired.
He has thrown 94 pitches now in 5 1/3 innings. Start getting around that 100 mark. You're exactly right, especially here in the 6th inning. It's a lot of pitches. There's a strike. So the count 2-1. Both these teams trying to move to the next round, play Manchester tomorrow at 4:30. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's way outside, got by Tabor. Runners will advance another 90 feet. That would probably be scored a wild pitch, as that one was way out of the strike zone. And now the count 3-1 to Cernak. That is the second wild pitch tonight by Southern. Infield now coming in with one away here in the 6th inning. The 3-1 pitch almost got him. Bases loaded. And here's Oliger. Oliger singled in the 2nd inning, and he walked in the 4th, and we have a visit to the mound. And the entire infield will come in as well. Ravens so far have only managed 1 hit tonight. Well, they're trying to make sure this doesn't get out of hand here in the 6th inning. What time's usually your bedtime? 8?
It's past.
No further comment necessary, huh?
No comment needed.
Good look at Southern, and of course the runner at first base, Cernak, right behind him. Short meeting, so Southern set to go to work against Oliger. The pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Big at bat here for Oliger. Trying to make it at least a 3-1 ball game. As Southern's pitch is on the way, and it's going to be grounded foul right side. A little bit behind on the swing. Well, now he's behind in the count of no balls, 2 strikes. Trying to break this game wide open. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, big strikeout. Number 10 now for Southern. And 2 away, and that'll bring up Jackson Summers, is 0 for 2 tonight. If you would have asked me at the beginning of this game if Southern had 2 hit batsmen, a wild pitch, gave up 2 runs, that he would come back and have 10 strikeouts, I'd have said you're nuts.
And still in the 6th inning.
Yeah. Oh, boy, that one rode in hard against Summers, and he fouled it away. Well, that one was really, really high and tight. He's lucky that one didn't catch him upside the face.
Man.
That'll scare the dickens out of you, won't it?
Yes, sir. I'm hurting right now.
Boy, Summers may have to think about how far I'm going to lean in on this pitch.
Good. Look how close he is to the bat.
Yeah, he's hugging the plate for sure. There's a strike, and quickly you're at 0-2. So you almost get hit. You get out of the way, and now you're down 0-2. Good look at Summers. 2 away here in the 6th inning. The stretch and the pitch on the way. It's up high. Came back with a fastball.
Went inside, though.
The 1-2 pitch,
Got him.
swing and a miss. 11 strikeouts now by Southern. He strikes out the side, gets out of trouble. The base is left loaded. Rose-Hulman still leads it 2-1.
My professional learning community class traveled to Timbercrest, which is a senior living community, and we talked to retired teachers that are actually Manchester University alum.
We had the opportunity to interview Bud Tully, who is a former teacher from here in the community who worked in Manchester schools and in Wabash schools.
One of the things that I took away from the conversation with him was to always try to have fun in your classrooms.
And it really put it into perspective about different ways we can interact with our students as we go into this profession and what ways we can make learning fun.
The person I interviewed said that when you're a teacher, always be prepared for everything. Over-preparing is better than under-preparing. He also said, don't be afraid because you can't change everything. You can at least change one thing, and that's enough.
An interesting thing that my interviewee talked about was that she was married when she got here, and she came in as a 41-year-old college student. She originally went to Puerto Rico to teach, and then her and her husband came back here to finish their degrees. She said that it was truly her calling ever since she was like 3 years old.
Some advice that I thought was kind of interesting. He talked a lot about being there and presence with the kids, getting to know them, being more of a friend and a mentor as well.
Just seeing how he lit up when he talked about being a teacher. A story that he shared was he coordinated with his students. They went to go look at the stars at night. It was just really interesting to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I felt like with the parents and stuff too, he made it very clear to be involved with the parents and everything else.
I met with actually two, Bob and Peggy Gilbert. Bob actually taught at Manchester University.
Dylan Hogan will lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. It's 2-1 Rose-Hulman. Strawmeyer back in. The lefty's first pitch is outside, ball one. Hogan, Jones, Dorton. Only one hit again so far off the left-hander Strawmeyer. Hit foul. You don't have to duck. It won't hit you.
Okay. Is that what that little gate's for? That little fence?
Yeah.
Good idea.
That netting, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Hogan struck out back in the third. His only plate appearance so far tonight. The only hit, the double by Charlie Jones to lead off the bottom of the first. Check swing. Does he go around? No.
Strohmeyer thought so.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The break-even pitch on the way, hit foul. Good cut there by Hogan. Everybody was here this morning by, what, you say a little after 8?
Yes, sir.
That's a strike. And Hogan down looking. There's one away, and that'll bring up Charlie Jones.
Our press box leader, Blake Watson, has done a nice job coordinating all the SIDs, going around, making sure that we get what we need. Blake, we'll work with you in game 2. Really good team. Just a joy to be up here.
1 ball, no strikes now to Charlie Jones.
What a privilege.
He's been on base twice. This will be hit foul. Well, Strawmeyer has been kind of overshadowed a little bit because of the way that Southern has pitched tonight. There's a strike. This young man, again, you're talking about a Anderson team that came into this one here tonight with the number 2 hitter in the conference. team that has actually two of the top 5 hitters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a little bit high.
Here the Anderson bench encouraging the batter.
Anderson, number 2 in the conference in hitting. That ball up the middle. The second baseman, Oliger, tried to make the grab. Could not get it.
That's got to be
Jones
a base
on
hit.
for the 3rd time.
You got to give him a hit on
Oh,
that.
yeah. Here's Dorton. Not only is Anderson the second team in hitting at .327 coming in, they've scored more runs than anybody else, including Manchester. They've scored 350 runs this year.
And how many games?
In 39 games coming into the tournament. That one tapped. Strawmeyer will make the play at first. Jones advancing to second, 2 away. Here's Griffin Wolf. Now get this, too.
You said 300? 339?
350 runs.
350 runs.
And they've hit 39 home runs, which is more than anybody else in the conference. They have a slugging percentage at .501. That's better than anybody else in the conference. That pitch low and outside. Their on-base percentage at .422, which is only the 3rd best. Only the 3rd best. I mean, they've done everything offensively, and yet tonight, only 2 hits. Popped up left side. O'Connell, foul territory. Near the dugout, and that'll fall in to the Ravens dugout. So the numbers are there for Anderson, and I guess my point is this: it just shows you
how baseball plays, man.
And how Strawmeyer is done his job tonight. Now, how about you, but 350 runs is a lot of runs.
Pretty impressive.
Next best is 333 by Mount St. Joe, and Franklin 315. Big cut and a miss. 1-2. Wolf again 0 for 2. Runner in scoring position with Jones down at second base. Two away as we play here in the home half of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's up high. Now the break-even pitch and a swing and a miss as Rasmussen will throw to first. It'll be a strikeout throw-out. The threat over for Anderson here in the 6th inning. We head to the 7th, 2-1, Rose-Hulman.
My name is Annika Ryan, and I am a CICU nurse at Children's Hospital. I graduated in December of 2022 as part of the Magellan program. I always knew I really liked the human body. I thought it was super fascinating, so I knew I wanted to do something in medicine, and I landed on nursing because I loved that it intersected like art and science, getting to be with people, but also getting to learn while I was doing it. Every day looks so different, which is part of why I love doing what I do. Helping parents hold their child for the first time or getting in an outfit. Sometimes it's taking kids to the OR, getting them back from the OR, drawing labs off of lines. I think the 2 things I would say is number 1, find a mentor, like find someone who has been doing this a few years longer than you have. And then 2, like ask all the questions. There's no stupid questions. The more you ask, the more you'll learn, and the more the people around you will respect you. I would say Dr. McPherson. She was like the head of the program when I was there and was also my PEDS professor. The Magellan program is very stressful, very high stakes, and Dr. McPherson was just always reminding me to take a deep breath and just do what I could do. She She really helped me along, and then even after I graduated, I feel like she believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And knowing that I have the confidence and the knowledge to back what I'm saying is really helpful, and to have hard conversations or feel uncomfortable. I feel like Dr. McPherson and the Mount really prepared me for that professionally.
Back here in Kokomo, it'll be Rogers, Petrosco, and O'Connell as we play in the 7th 2-1 ball game. Southern 11 strikeouts tonight for the Ravens, and he opens up with a breaking pitch. And Rogers down at 0-1.
Notice Booth is getting bigger because the trivia question's coming next.
I know, they're all excited.
Everybody's excited.
I know, I'm excited. Ground ball up the middle. Here's Jones. Strong throw, one away.
Who's the trivia quiz brought to you by?
It is brought to you by Hampton Inn and Suites.
Enjoy free hot breakfast and free standard Wi-Fi every stay.
Give them a call.
Yeah.
765-205-3194. Ostrowsko swings and misses.
They love the trivia.
Well, you have one more chance to redeem yourself. Pitch caught the outside corner, 0-2. Ostrowsko tonight hit by a pitch, run scored. He struck out twice. Southern with the pitch. Blew it by him. That's 12. So 2 away. Here is O'Connell. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk.
How about Ashley on a public address announcing?
Second game of the day.
I tell you.
Pitch misses outside. And one of the strangest pitching performances when you consider again how Southern started, but since then he is keeping Anderson right in striking distance. A 2-1 ball game. Count even to O'Connell at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch a little bit off the plate. $10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Franklin to Transylvania. The winner advances, the loser goes home. Pitch is low and outside.
Like a WWE cage match.
That's right. O'Connell back in, and a cut and a miss, and we'll go to 3-2.
Boy, when he gets in trouble, he just goes inside fastball.
This would be strikeout number 13 if he can get O'Connell here. And it's up high for ball 4. 2-out walk to O'Connell. That'll bring up Rasmussen.
Is that his 4th walk?
Well, let me check.
I think I'm right.
That is his 4th walk, 12 strikeouts, 117 pitches.
Call him Rubber Band Man. Holy smokes.
Rasmussen, a couple of Ks tonight, does have a base hit. That picked up in the 6th inning. And another home run cut. The stretch by Southern, and the 0-1 pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Was the sun up when you got here?
Yes, sir.
Barely, though.
It was chilly.
I didn't ask you if it was cold. I asked you if it was dark. Pitch is outside, 2-1. You know, when you're up that early, it's usually dark.
But it was dark when I ate my breakfast. How about that?
Okay.
By the way, great breakfast this morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Steak dinner last night, great breakfast this morning.
And pizza party at Chuck's.
There you go. Breaking pitch, pop foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. O'Connell down at first base. The 118th pitch. This one is Bounced up the middle, and it'll be Hogan stepping on the bag to get the force of O'Connell. And that will do it for Rose-Hulman here in the 7th. It is time for the Hampton Inn and Suites 7th inning trivia question. It's been 0 for 3 today. Give us a good one here.
Okay, the Yankees ranked first with 27 titles in their history. Which team ranks second of World Series?
St. Louis. Yeah, but what do they have, 11?
I'll take a 30-second break and I'll let you know.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh main lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles,
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
it matters where you stay.
Yum. Enjoy. Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Question number 4. The Yankees are ranked first with 27 home World Series titles. Who ranks second, you said?
St. Louis.
And you're exactly right. How many did they have?
11.
You're exactly right. So I have stumped you 3 out of the 4 times. Don't worry.
Finally, though, a legitimate baseball question.
More tomorrow.
Here is Stosky to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the first pitch, it will hit him. So now it'll be Tabor. Tabor 0 for 2. That might be the first hit batter of the night by Strawmeyer.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Brendan Tabor.
He does have 5 strikeouts on the night. And just 1 walk. Tabor 0 for 2. And that pitch is low for a ball. Well, I'm glad that, see, our first trivia question had to have been somewhere around 11 or so. So it only took you about 10 hours to give us a decent one.
Oh, my.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's up high, 2-0. Would you like me to come up with 4 of them tomorrow?
I got it.
Okay. Tabor flew out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. The stretch and the pitch, missed it low, 3-0. Should be taking all the way right here. 3-1.
Bottom of the 7th.
You notice that the press box here got a little...
They left pretty quickly.
Yeah, they all
didn't
left, yeah.
Oh, high-fiving each other because they got one.
That pitch will miss low. Runners at first and second. Here's Daniel Barreca. 0 for 2 tonight.
Now batting the left fielder, number 45, Daniel Barreca.
Barreca flew out in the 2nd, lined out in the 5th. No activity yet in the Rose-Hulman bullpen. The pitch on the way, bunted. Strawmeyer coming off the mound. He'll turn and throw, and no, he didn't get him at first base. Barreca safe. Bases are loaded. That'll bring up now Seitzinger. 0 for 2, and here comes a visit to the mound. Take another look at it. Good call. Boy, the number 1 seed had to rally to win earlier today, and now the number 2 seed Anderson only down 2-1 though. But this is the first time they've had any real threat since way back in the first inning. I know they left a runner on second base in the 6th inning, but they've been held in check all night long by Strawmeyer.
Take.
You're not going to swing at all?
Well, I'm going to swing, but I'm going to wait until he throws me a couple of strikes. Your thoughts?
I say if I see a good pitch, I'm going to drive it.
Okay.
The pitch on the way, grounded foul, first base side.
Good play by the first base coach, huh? On the hop.
Seitzinger has grounded out twice to Oliger, the second baseman. Going to try to get a force out at the plate. Serdnak will play in close, and that'll be fouled away this time to the left side. No balls, 2 strikes. Strawmeyer comes set. Here's the pitch, and he got him low in the strike zone. Seitzinger would love to have that one back because that pitch was very low. Big strikeout.
Almost hit the dirt, didn't it?
Yeah. Here's Cody Jackson.
Double play, you're out of the inning.
7, 8, 9 hitters have struck out 5 times in 7 plate appearances. So no production right now for the Ravens at the bottom of their order. Tried to lay down the bunt, and that'll be a strike.
Was that a squeeze?
Sure looked like it.
Sure
I mean,
did.
hard to say because I think Stosky kind of hesitated down at third. He's going to wait and see if there was contact right there. Generally, the guy's going to come all the way in no matter what if it's a squeeze. Strawmeyer's next pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And all of a sudden, Jackson down at 0-2. He has struck out twice tonight. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes. Jackson strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. And that'll bring up Hogan. How big would it be to get out of this? There were no outs, bases loaded, back-to-back strikeouts, and now Hogan, who has struck out twice tonight. Strawmeyer's pitch in there for a strike. Between Jackson and Hogan, 5 plate appearances and 5 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1, up high.
What you don't want to do is to overthrow here.
Right.
You know, just stay the pace, hit your corners.
1-1 pitch is inside. Hogan is trying to think, hey, that hit me.
Yeah, that hit me. You got to fall down.
Yeah, you got to do something. Screaming in pain. 2-1 now to Hogan. Strawmeyer comes set. Here's the pitch on the way and a big, big cut. 2-2. This would be big right here for Strawmeyer and the Fighting Engineers. Time is called.
Smart move right there.
The stretch and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Grounded left side. Could be trouble. Deep in the hole. Run will score. We're tied at 2 apiece. That would have been a tough play for any shortstop. Rogers was able to knock it down, but a run will score.
The good thing is you kept it in front, and you only gave up 1 run right now.
That'll bring up the top of the order now, Charlie Jones. Strawmeyer is close to getting out of that half inning without any damage done. Jones steps up and lines this one foul. Jones 2 for 2 tonight, had that double and a run scored in the first inning. He singled in the 6th inning. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. The 0-1 pitch. Caught the outside corner for strike 2. We're going to have another one-run ball game?
I tell you.
Every game today has been close. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball right field, and it'll sail out of play.
In the playground.
Landed in the bullpen. So we'll stay at 0-2. The 0-2 pitch on the way, hit foul again. Good cut by Jones.
He's right on top of him.
Base hit here will give the Ravens a lead. Strawmeyer comes set. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Popped up. Second baseman Oliger is there. He will squeeze it and make the final out. But Anderson gets a run across. They tie this one at 2 apiece.
So you're thinking about a degree in engineering, science, or math. You probably have a lot of questions. Will it be difficult? Will I be part of a community? Will I make an impact? At Rose-Hulman, our goal is to give our students the world's best STEM education in an environment of individual attention and support, all while achieving over 98% job placement after graduation. But how does this all work? What does a real student's journey look like? When you arrive for orientation and first step on the 1,300-acre campus, you might think, wow, that's a lot of green. Or, is their mascot really an elephant? While orientation is about answering some of these questions, yes, our mascot is indeed an elephant. Your first year at Rose is all about building community. First-year students are required to live on campus, studying together with the academic community. So you'll be making new friends at nightly floor dinners, weekend trips planned by the RAs, or special events like the Greatest Floor. You'll even get to build the famous homecoming bonfire. Each hall floor has a sophomore advisor who assists with campus organizations and homework questions, as well as an RA who provides hall education programs and promotes campus-wide events. Both will help you transition smoothly from high school to college life. During your time at Rose, you'll be collaborating with other students in a diverse array of clubs, intramurals, and out in the community. You might be in the 40% of students that play a sport, or the third that are involved in fraternities and sororities. Classes are small at Rose-Hulman, so each of your professors will know you by name, whether it's in a major specific class or while studying the humanities, social sciences, and arts. Did we mention you'll be collaborating with
on the field and off the field, HCAC athletes are leaders for life. We head to the 8th inning. It'll be Brown, Takahashi, and Serdenak. Tied at 2 apiece, and the pitch by Southern is in there for a called strike. 123 pitches now by Southern. Brown is 0 for 3. Pitches outside. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's lined into center field. That'll fall in for a base hit. That'll bring up Takahashi. That is only the 3rd hit of the night by Rose-Hulman. We've only had a combined, take that 4, we've only had a combined 8. Takahashi got a single in the 6th inning. He will square to bunt. and then pulls back. This one down the line at third. It'll be foul.
Ball looked like it had eyes, though.
I wonder if he looked out of the corner of his eye and he saw Jackson coming and then tried to slap it that way to get the base hit. There you get a good look at him. Left-handed hitter. He'll show bunt again. Here's the 0-1. And it'll be Jackson charging and throwing. They'll get the out there. It does advance Brown down to second base. So Takahashi does his job. Here's Serdenak. Serdenak 0 for 2 with a walk. But now the go-ahead run down at second base. Serdenak 0 for 2 with a walk. That happened in the 6th inning. Southern's pitch on the way is in there for a strike. He still looks pretty strong.
He does.
I'm talking about over now, 125 in the pitch count. The stretch by Southern and the pitch almost got away from Tabor. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Serdenak. The 1-1 pitch fouled away. Game so far has not hit the 2-hour mark. It started at 8:19, so this game has moved along pretty quick as we play here in the 8th. Southern again, 12 strikeouts on the night. The 1-2 pitch on the way and fouled off.
Throw a fastball here?
I'm not so sure that I would give him anything to hit. I might waste one here.
Okay.
Something breaking or off speed. The 1-2 pitch popped him up right side. Wolf gives it a look, but he will run out of room.
And you're right, he didn't give him anything really to hit.
No. You know, the nice thing about it being ahead in 1 and 2 is you can play a lot of guessing games with a hitter.
And if you're a hitter, you want to take this ball down to the lines, right?
Yeah, I want to hit it anywhere. I'll take anything to try to get Brown across. We're getting in the later stages of this game. Southern checks the runner. Here's the pitch on the way and got him. 13 strikeouts now for Southern. 2 away.
Almost fooled him, didn't he? Because he was running a little late on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was looking for, but that was a pretty good pitch. And that'll bring up Oliger. I don't know what the HCAC strikeout record is, but 13 isn't bad. Oliger struck out his last time up in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 2. And this is a foul ball.
I will try to track that down for you.
Thank you. We have about every SID.
Well, I tell you what, if Blake doesn't know,
nobody does.
I think
right?
Blake knows everything about this league. Him and Bill are the senior guys.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, way behind on the swing.
Fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing has got the same philosophy than it did the first inning.
Well, it had great movement, too. Oliger now down at no balls and 2 strikes. Brown the lead down at second. He again represents the go-ahead run here in the top of the 8th inning. Southern with the pitch. Not by much. I'll tell you what, that's a tough one for Oliger to lay off.
See, I think I would let my runner go to third base here. And it can't hurt you.
Unless he's not fast enough and he gets thrown out, huh? This one will be hit into right field. Strosky can't get to it, and neither can Wolf. And by the way, we did find out that Southern has had a 14 strikeout game in his career. We don't know if that was in the HCAC tournament, though. We'll stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Oliger.
Pretty good pitching performance by both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the top hitting teams have been held in check from the hitting standpoint. Southern with the 1-2 pitch up high. Over 130 pitches now by Southern. He may not have an arm by tomorrow. Now the break even. Popped up right side. We'll have to get a new supply of baseballs again, too.
We went through some baseballs today.
Yeah. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. That is Brown. Led off with a base hit. And he's been out at second base a long time. But Oliger continues to battle here in the 8th. Hit foul again. Good at bat.
Hit very good at bat.
Now there is a pitcher down in the bullpen for the Ravens. He's not throwing at the moment. He is watching the action. And the break-even pitch once again is a breaking ball and got him looking. 14 strikeouts now by Southern, ending the threat here in the 8th. We head to the bottom half. We're tied at 2.
My name is James Wagner, and I teach biology. My name is Kurt Godey, and I teach sculpture, photography, video, and community engagement through the arts.
I'm Peter Fossel. I teach philosophy, PP&E, and film studies. The emphasis on teaching at Transylvania is rare these days. At many universities, the focus is on professors doing research, giving talks, but at Transylvania, the students come first.
When students take a class with me, I hope what they get out of it is to understand problem solving and understand that there's value to first figuring out what a problem is, and then secondarily figuring out how to address that problem.
One of my goals in my class, and I think it's distinctive, is that I call on every student, engage in every student every day. And I work really hard to create an environment where the students feel comfortable. One of my favorite moments is when I call on a student to sort of comment on some data we're looking at or comment on this concept that we're exploring, and for that student to say, you know, I don't quite understand that. Because that tells me the student is comfortable enough to sort of reveal their lack of understanding in a way that we can all then say, yeah, okay.
Bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Dorton to lead things off, followed by Wolf and Stosky. 2-2 ball game, another close one here today. All 4 have been close. That'll be a ground ball foul. Dorton 0 for 2. He did get on base in a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Strawmeyer, by the way, is now still under 100 pitches. As that pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Winner goes on to play Manchester at 4:30. The loser will play at 1:15 against Mount St. Joseph. Chopper foul. Lions probably feel they should have been in the semifinal tomorrow instead of Manchester, but gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lose it.
He has tied
his career.
He has tied the record.
Oh, he
for
has.
the HCAC.
Okay, so 14 is the tie, huh?
By Chuck from Mount St. Joe. He knows everything, so.
Gotcha. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Dorton. Strawmeyer continuing to pitch well here in the 8th inning as that one's low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, it's been a great game. All of these games.
Yeah, they have been very competitive, and it really shows you the balance between number 1 and number 6. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's fouled off. Dorton battling now here in the 8th.
Dugouts are chattering, man. This is baseball. This is great.
Hit foul. Well, one thing you like right now is as tough as the 2 pitchers have been, and these hitters have been battling big time. We've seen all day long where hitters have just fouled off a pitch here and there. That'll be a chopper foul left side.
Nice play, Coach.
You're just hoping now, if you're Dorton, that Strawmeyer will make a mistake and maybe leave one out over the plate. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The break even on the way, lifted into right field, could be trouble. That's going to fall in for a base hit.
Double.
It will take a bounce all the way to the wall, and then heading to second base is Dorton with a stand-up double. And there is your go-ahead run right there. Here's Griffin Wolf. Wolf tonight is 0 for 3. There is still no activity in the bullpen for Rose-Hulman. And so Wolf will step up. Struck out his last time up in the 6th inning, but lefty against lefty. See if they'll try to advance Dorton on to third. The pitch on the way is a called strike.
Cool cucumber at the mound. I mean, nothing has faced this kid.
Well, so far able to come back as Wolf steps back in. He'll show bunt this time. He'll bunt at third base side. Strawmeyer.
Oh, he
the
lost
throw,
balance.
and he ended up slipping, and everybody is safe. So now runners at first and third, and here's Stosky.
Number 6, Zach Stosky.
Here comes a visit.
There was nobody throwing in the bullpen for Rose-Hulman. May go with Oliger right here as they will bring Strawmeyer out of the ball game. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up. We're tied at 2 apiece.
Now pitching for Rose-Hulman, number 14, Joe.
As a student at Anderson University, my biggest impact was Tri-S. My first Tri-S trip, I signed up for a trip to South Dakota. And that was my first trip ever going anywhere that was a different culture. So we went to Wounded Knee Reservation, and I always say to students after that trip, I knew that I wanted to explore everywhere, because even though we were in the United States, it felt like a totally different country that we were in. And then I got the travel bug.
I've had the pleasure of going on 3 different Tri-S trips at my time at Anderson. I got to go to Europe with Dr. Stephanie Leiter. We went to Czech Republic, Austria, and Slovakia. Service has always been a really big part of my life. Like growing up, my parents were missionaries, so I've had international experience that way. But it's always different to go by yourself and not with people you may have known your whole life. But you get to live life together in a foreign country, so you're kind of bonded by being in a foreign environment. But you also get to kind of serve out and live out your faith together, which is a very cool experience.
I have been on 2 different Tri-S trips. The first one I had the opportunity of doing was to the Nordic countries with the Anderson University Chorale. We went to Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark. We sort of saw the performances as a little bit of service. The idea was to go to places and to...
The pitcher.
Yeah, that's Neville. Okay. Neville is throwing, and as we come back from the break, Neville on the season making his 5th appearance, has an ERA of 6.75, but he is 4-0 on the year. Stosky steps in and takes a huge cut at the first pitch, and he's down to the count at 0-1.
He was gearing up for a fastball, missed.
So it's actually Oliger, number 13, not Neville, number 14, as that'll be a bunt, third base side. O'Connell charging, throw to the plate, runner is safe. Great job there by Stosky. So it's actually Oliger, and Neville has taken over at second base. We had heard two different things, that it was actually Neville who was pitching. So now a 3-2 ball game. Oliger pitched earlier today. That pitch is inside. Oliger making his 16th appearance on the year. 3-3 record with an ERA 5.16, and a big cut right there by Tabor. Still no outs here in the 8th inning. And runners now at first and second. Tabor 0 for 2 with a walk. Shows bunt and pulls back. And they say did not go around. Did not offer. So Anderson now takes a 3-2 lead. Oliger's next pitch fouled away. Oliger able to get the sign there from Rasmussen as he comes set, and this one hit well into left center field. This may clear them all the way to the fence in left center. One run will score. Stosky to the plate, and the tag. Couldn't hold on to the baseball. He is safe. The throw to third not in time. And Anderson adds 2 more here in the 8th inning. Tabor will get credit for the double. And here's Barreca. And Anderson has now added 3 runs. They now lead at 5-2.
They woke up.
Barreca 1 for 3 as Oliger brings a fastball in there for a strike. The pitch on the way is outside for a ball.
Game is just now 2 hours old.
Infield is in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll be popped up foul on the bunt attempt. The 1-2 pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is inside. We'll go to 3-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Infield stays in as they'll try to prevent the runner from third. That's Tabor from scoring, and that'll be a called third strike. Baraka threw his bat away, but he is out number one.
Big out.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 30, Ben Seitzinger.
Seitzinger steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Boy, this would still be big if Anderson can get one more. That'll be a base hit. And it's now 6-2. Seitzinger first hit pitching on that one. And a 4-run 8th inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 4, Cody Jackson.
That'll bring up Cody Jackson.
Struck out twice tonight.
3 times. He'll bunt that one. Oliger comes off the mound. He's only plays to first. He'll get the out there as the runner Seitzinger onto second base. And here's Dylan Hogan. Well, that's one way for Jackson not to have 4 strikeouts.
Now batting the second baseman, number 13, Dylan Hogan.
Hogan now 1 for 3 after picking up a base hit in the 7th inning. Oliger's pitch inside 1-0. If we can, we'll look ahead to the 9th inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for Rose-Hulman. One-0 pitch is up high, 2 balls, no strikes. It's low and outside. 3-0. First 4 hitters coming back to score in this 8th inning for Anderson. Here's the 3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 4. This will be the 9th hitter in this half inning now for the Ravens as Charlie Jones will step to the plate. And we may have another pitching change right here, and we will. 5-2 here in the 8th.
Founded in 1855 as the South's first interracial and co-educational college, Berea is committed to ensuring that financial barriers never limit a student's potential. For more than 130 years, we've upheld a powerful promise: no student pays tuition. We also cover housing, food, and fees for most students. We've relied primarily on endowment earnings as well as critical government partnerships to make this possible. Federal and state grants provide $6.4 million, about 10% of our annual budget, through Pell Grants, scholarships, and Work College's funds. These essential resources support critical student services, including our nationally recognized labor program, where each student gains practical work experience to complement their classroom learning. This support, along with our endowment, allows Berea to prioritize student success over tuition fees, empowering graduates to lead, serve, and achieve their dreams. I'm Julian, a senior communication major. Thanks to federal and state support of Berea's mission, I and every other Berea College student can focus on our dreams rather than debt.
Mosteller on the mound now for Rose-Hulman. He is making his 14th appearance, 15 innings, 18 hits so far given up this year.
Look at this play.
Oh yeah, head first slide.
Nice.
Caleb is 1-1 on the year with an ERA of 5.40. Trying to stop any further damage here in the 8th inning. The 9th hitter now, Charlie Jones. Runners again at first and second, 4 runs across. Mosteller gets the sign from Rasmussen and comes home with a pitch. This is popped up right side. Neville, Serdenak is there. Serdenak right on the line, makes the catch. And Mosteller does his job, one pitch, and gets the out of Jones here in the 8th. We head to the 9th. It's 5-2.
The Discovery program was designed for students coming out of high school who show academic potential and maybe they don't meet one of our initial admissions requirements here. So the program is designed for these students to have extra tools for success, such as skills building classes as well as access to our Learning Resource Center. There's 3 different admissions requirements for the program. The first thing that we're going to need is an essay. This is just explaining why you think you'll be successful here at Bluffton University in our Discovery program. There's no word count, no format or anything, just you explaining why you'll be successful here. The second thing we'll need is a recommendation form. This is just a form that I email to you, and you can give it to your teacher or a guidance counselor and have them fill it out. And once I get both of those, we go forward with an interview with Jackie Slinger. She is our Director of Academic Development Services here, and that is the last requirement we have. The submission process is very simple. All you have to do with the essay and recommendation form is send them directly to me at my email address, and then the interview, that's something that I'll set up. I'll find a good time for you and Miss Slinger, and we'll get that all set up for you.
Miss Folk coming out of the break. 6-2 is your score, not 5-2, as Anderson scored the 4 runs. It'll be Summers to lead things off here in the top of the 9th inning, and Southern back in. He's thrown 140 plus pitches now. Wow.
Can I have some ice? My arm hurts.
No kidding.
My goodness.
And he's quickly in front 0-2.
And he's pumped.
Just remember that first inning.
Yes.
How bad it looked. Yet 14 strikeouts later. Again, overthrew that one.
And that hit the wall back here.
And you could hear him grunt all the way up here. Wonder what it's like to throw almost 150 pitches.
I have no idea.
The 1-2 pitch on the way, missed outside.
I wonder what it was like to throw 10.
Well, maybe we can get here early enough tomorrow. We can find out. Okay. Got him looking. 15 strikeouts. That is now a career high for Southern.
And unofficially is the most in an HCAC game. Unofficially.
Top of the order, here's Rogers.
We'll try to track that down for you tomorrow. Make sure you know that on the air.
Well, you need to find out, too, how many pitches are the most. I don't think I've ever had a game where somebody's thrown 150. And yet Southern is going to match that here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's working very quickly. That'll be hit foul. You know, he's taken a little bit off, it seems like, but he's just kind of throwing it in there and letting these guys
but he's still
make contact.
Pretty good philosophy, but considering what he was throwing in the first inning.
1-2 pitches up high.
And it just goes to show to you with your adrenaline, those first 2 batters he hit, and then he walked, and coach called timeout, calmed him down a little bit.
2-2 pitch, lined up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Rogers, his first hit of the night.
Here we go.
Otrosco will now step to the plate. Previous high for Southern was 134 pitches. He has destroyed that record. That was against Transylvania. There's a strike. He's at a 152. The stretch by Southern in the pitch is outside for a ball. Pitch outside.
This is something you tell your kids when you grow up, when they're growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, son, I threw 170 pitches in one game. Oh, Dad.
There's a strike. By the way, this is actually Neville hitting in the place of Ostrowski. The stretch by Southern and the 2-2 pitch, and it gets away from Tabor. Rogers would have had the base stolen. It should be a passed ball against Tabor. Three balls and 2 strikes as we play here in the 9th. The pitch by Southern and a huge cut by Neville. Struck him out. There's 16.
Down to the last out.
Connor O'Connell steps to the plate, 0 for 2 tonight. He's been a strikeout victim. That back in the 3rd, one of 16 now by Southern. And the pitch on the way is high for a ball. These are the most strikeouts for an Anderson pitcher since 2017.
That's a while.
Now the 1-0 pitch. High and inside, 2-0.
You got a bunch of information coming at the top of your head.
Got it all right there.
Yeah. And a producer right in there looking things up. It's a team effort.
That pitch is outside.
That hurt.
He said
no, don't say it on the air. That just hurt.
I heard the word blather.
Yeah, I'm hurt.
I think that was about your trivia, though. 3 balls and no strikes now to O'Connell. That pitch is outside for ball 4. So now runners at first and second. Here's Rasmussen. 1 for 4. I just keep watching that pitch count go higher and higher. And 161 now. That's close to your age, isn't it?
61? Yes.
So 2 runners on now. Rasmussen steps to the plate. Oh, my. That one hit him right on the helmet. Bases are loaded. Ouch. Hey, we saw an earlier game where a rally happened in the bottom of the 10th inning. We're not done yet. And that may be it for Southern. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up here on IndianaSRN. We're going to keep it right here as the new pitcher. Schosberger will come in and throw now for the Ravens as Southern is done for the night in a very gutsy performance. Always remember that first inning, though, and just how rough it was.
Hats off to coach that believe in him. Matt's been around a long time.
Yeah. So we'll bring a right-hander in. Justin Schosberger, he's out of Dyer, Indiana, played at Andrean High School. He'll try to finish it off, though. Rose-Hulman trying to make some noise here in the 9th inning. Schosberger in his senior season. Two away. And Brown will step to the plate.
Grand slam, we got a tie.
That's a very good observation.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm trying my best.
I got 15 columns here to work with.
I know, I hear.
Schosberger set to go to work as Brown steps in, and the pitch is outside for a ball.
It's hard to get this last out. I'll tell you.
Schosberger has pitched in 10 games this season. Fastball in there for a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Called strike 2. So now the Fighting Engineers down to their last strike right here. Schosberger's next pitch fouled away. Brown is 1 for 4. He did single in the 8th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again. Good at bat here for Brown. Schosberger comes set. Here's the pitch on the way. Got him. So the Ravens, the number 2 seed, after a tough start, they battle back and get the win here tonight. Game that took over 2 hours, not much past a couple of hours, about 2 hours and 20 minutes. But a gutsy performance tonight by Southern and a big win.
So let's run down tomorrow's games for you. At 10 o'clock, Franklin takes on Transylvania. 1:15, Mount St. Joseph takes on Rose-Hulman. 4:30, Manchester and Anderson. And at 7:45, the 2 winners of the losers bracket will play at 7:45. Sean Crawl will be with Troy along with me and the rest of the crew. 6-2 final score. Pretty good day, Troy.
Excellent day. Great baseball all day long.
Great weather.
Yeah, great weather, and we're going to have a nicer day tomorrow, and temperatures will end up in the mid-70s. So if you're in the Kokomo area, come on by and enjoy some baseball tomorrow. And until then, Anderson advancing to the semifinals. They beat Rose-Hulman tonight, 6-2. Thanks for being with us the entire day, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Indiana SRN.